Mosikili.
In terms of the security, all system goes. We are ready for any eventuality. We have our forces on the ground. We were coming to do the inspection in Logo one last time.
Mosikili adds that police officials and law enforcement officers will be deployed around the city wall to deal with any possible risks and threats that may arise. Melikaya Zakagana, Eyewitness News, City Wall, Cape Town.
And the Special Investigating Unit says it's already recovered almost 700 million rand from tertiary institutions as part of an extensive probe into the National Student Financial Aid Scheme. The SIU has today told Parliament's Standing Committee on Public Accounts that it's making significant progress in clawing back funds since it started investigating maladministration and corruption at the scheme. On the weather front, a fine Thursday in store for Gauteng tomorrow, becoming partly cloudy with isolated evening thunder showers. Joburg dropping to an overnight low of 17 degrees, peaking at 33. Pretoria 20 and 36, Vereeniging 16 and 32. Lerato Huffela, Eyewitness News.
Eyewitness News on 947. For more, click ewn.co.za.
#MSW. You may begin to feel anxious or excited.
Honest, deliberate, engaging, uncensored.
High dosage administration can cause adverse reactions.
And most importantly, independent in mind and execution.
This is a normal response. Are you ready?
Marawa Sports Worldwide.
They don't doubt it. We are Afrobeats. We are the music of Africa. Afrobeat is Africa.
Nigeria. Yeah, Nigeria. We put it in value. People created it, but we put it in value.
What is it that will make every person to believe in Bafana Bafana? Because everyday question is, will they make it? Will they make it? I mean, they proved.
Hayi mana Bafana Bafana. Umvalo. Hayi madoda lantwana iyanimasaja le. Iyanimasaja and hey Marawa, if umvalo akusingle ndinaye usister wamapo graduate ndikamnika free umvalo.
Yo, I think the game for Bafana Bafana in Nigeria is the game whereby now the land of Judah have to come to party now. This is the game whereby Pesitao have to prove himself why is one of the best midfielders that we have abroad for South Africa. Very much average. I'm not yet convinced about him. And I think this is the game whereby now we're going to see the best of Pesitao.
This is one match that South Africa is not going to lose, but we're going to win convincingly.
At the end of the day, the business of the game will be on the field. Not on the bleachers, not on social media, on the field.
I would like to play with South Africa.
Yeah, South Africa.
Because I've lived there before. They are nice people. Just that sometimes they are screw, but they are good people.
We are winning.
Robert Marawa, live on 947. Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Sowetan Live. #MSW. Wednesday nights, soccer nights, your nights.
All right, so the claim is that South Africans are very nice people, but sometimes they're a bit I guess the war of words has begun, hasn't it?
Marawa Sports Worldwide, your Africa Cup of Nations Cote d'Ivoire 23 information hub.
We're listening to the show, football journalist broadcaster live from Ivory Coast, Mr. Obiyo Manat. What scares you about Bafana Bafana?
Funnily enough, the person that scares me, if I am scared at all, is actually the head coach. I think he's a very good coach. I think he has brought a lot to the team. I think he has become quite pragmatic about how he has managed Bafana Bafana.
For him to say that he only respected the coach for Bafana Bafana, I think he sounded to me like a fan, not even a supporter.
Shots fired. #MSW AFCON.
Yeah, shots are fired. I don't even know where to begin. But the beautiful thing is that Nigeria, in less than an hour, are going to be playing against South Africa. The soccer rivalry of many years.
#MSW. #MSW.
You don't cast, last. Now everybody go to breakfast.
I think it's important for me to also share with you how big this game is. You've practically painted a more, recent bias, and of course the whole South Africa and Nigeria thing, even though it's an healthy rivalry. A lot of Nigerians, would never, ever, ever accept a Nigerian defeat to South Africa. It's unthinkable, unacceptable, and the one that happened in Uyo, I think it was Mranti that scored. I think it was Mranti. When you guys beat Nigeria in Uyo, they haven't gotten over that. It was like a psychological defeat, like moral, psychological defeat to Nigeria, to South Africa.
Hashtag MSW. Hashtag MSW.
Yeah, it's bubbling under, isn't it? The kickoff of one of the biggest games on the African continent. In fact, the world is going to be watching tonight. What about Hugo Broos, though? I mean, we might talk, we might say all sorts of things, but how confident is he as a coach? But I suppose that for him, it will be fantastic if he can win the Africa Cup of Nations with Bafana. Remember, this man has already won the tournament once, taking Cameroon all the way to the title back in 2017 in Gabon.
Yes, I hope that I can say that I can be proud of myself when with two different teams you are now in semi-final and you won already an AFCON. This is something special for me, certainly. At the other side, once you are in that phase of the tournament, you hope to win it also. And when I should succeed that should be a fantastic thing for my CV. But again, it's not only the coach, it's also the team. You need a team. You can't do it with a bad team. So let's see what the semi-final gives us tomorrow, and let's hope that we can go to the final on Sunday.
Marawa Sports Worldwide, taking you around the All-Africa Cup of Nations Cote d'Ivoire 23 in Abidjan, Bouaké, Koroko, San Pedro and Yamoussoukro. Hashtag MSW AFCON.
The day is finally here. What a clash this promises to be. Certainly one of the most scintillating and entertaining football matches in this year's continental competition. Now, South Africa, bear in mind, has never beaten Nigeria at the Africa Cup of Nations, the AFCON. Moreover, the last time that the two teams faced off in the tournament, in the quarterfinals, you go back to 2019, it literally ended in heartbreak for Bafana Bafana. Now, coincidentally, the last time Bafana reached this stage of the football spectacle, it was the Super Eagles who stopped them from reaching a third consecutive AFCON final. So, hey, oh man, what a different ball game it is now, because I guess the current generation of Bafana players, you look at them ever so determined. There's a level of grit that is there. And this game always creates a great deal of anxiety, excitement, tension amongst the fans of the two countries. And if you look at social media right now, I think for the past 48 hours, it's been a buzz since last week. Both Nigerians as well as South Africans having a full go at each other. And that's a beautiful thing. I mean, never mind whatever the Nigerian High Commission stated. I just think that they blew things out of proportion. That is my personal view, because what evidence do they have of that? And it made headlines, stating that it is the off-the-pitch incidents that concerns them, which is dominating headlines in Nigeria right now. I mean, they're concerned that with the fate of the Nigerian citizens here in South Africa, should Nigeria win, and I quote the statement, the High Commission hereby advises the Nigerian community to be watchful of their utterances, be mindful of where they choose to watch the match, especially in public places, and refrain from engaging in loud, riotous and provocative celebrations should the Super Eagles win the match. Hey, High Commission, come on. Where do you get this? Anyway, South Africa's Department of International Relations, which I'm very, very glad, DIRCO, they responded saying that advisory was regrettable, and it seems to create alarm and unnecessary tension between the citizens of South Africa as well as Nigeria living in or visiting South Africa's department, advised us earlier. But right here, though, hey, we're not here to entertain that was said and put out, because, like I say, We're watching football. We want football. That's all we really want. And that is why the terrible trio is back in studio. Legends of all time. Edelbert Dinia. He is currently the head coach of Shumba Football Development, an African footballer analyst with me here in studio. Eddie. Mr.
Marawa.
45 minutes almost to go before kickoff.
I can't wait.
What's going through your mind?
Ooh. Bafana.
Yeah.
They're going to win this one. Let's forget about the games that they've played before.
Yes.
The game that we're going to talk about, South Africa versus Nigeria.
Yeah.
You're only good as your last game. So this game is going to determine who's the best.
So South Africa clean. We're not going into extra time. We're not going to penalties here.
No. Not at all.
Give me your footballing reasons, your analytical reasons why you say this. We can have an emotional reason. Give me your footballing reasons.
All right. Getting into this game, South Africa's got the upper hand. The reason why I'm saying that, they are going into this game without any kind of pressure. Because remember, most people, they were not even thinking that Bafana is going to go to this stage. Now they've achieved that. No pressure from them. Remember, Nigeria, it's a team that is full of stars. You know, you're talking about players that are playing in England, you know, Fulham,
Italy,
Atalanta. So everybody is now saying Nigeria, with that kind of players, they should win. So pressure is on them. As Bafana, we relax. We're just going to go there, play our normal game. And, you know, I'm very happy with what Hugo Broos, the elements that he has brought into Bafana.
Give me a couple of those elements, because it's that footballing element that I really want from you guys today. And we'll take the emotional, the happy side, Nigerians, South Africans sending through their voice notes. But tell me what those elements are.
The defensive solidity. You look at how they defend, the counter-attack opportunities, they create chances, and mostly they use them. The organization, if we're talking about their defense, and then we talk about the 4 elements of the game. Which means from defense to attack and from attack to defend. They defend as a team, they attack as a team. And then you look at the discipline of the players. Remember, when you're talking about positional play, we're talking about the simple play that Bafana is playing. So they got it right.
So the simplicity makes it difficult for the opposition say, what do we do now? Because South Africa have been termed a non-physical side, so we don't have the physicality. But then the midfield, smaller in stature, the Percy Towers up front, smaller in stature, but there's a lot of guile, there's a lot of skill, there's a lot of running off the ball.
Absolutely. That now we put that into possession-based football. The possession, how they keep it. As I said, we keep it. They keep it simple.
Yeah.
There is no one that tries to do difficult things or wanting to dribble when it's not necessary. Playing simple football, that's how they've been winning games. And as I said, remember from the beginning, when Tembazwane is there, and then when he controls how they play, which is very easy, not even difficult. Now they create chances. There is no individual play, but you only get it when the individual brilliance comes in, when a player is in a tight position, where now he can try. Look, you look at the goal that Tembazwane scored against Namibia.
Yes,
individual brilliance. When it's necessary.
And you need
which is exactly.
That is how South Africa won the AFCON in 96.
Absolutely.
Because Clive Barker said, guys, listen, you give the ball to Dr. Khumalo. He'll do his magic. You give the ball to Shoes Mashweo. He'll do his magic. He'll unlock the opportunities. I love it. Eddie, I think you've broken the mold here. Timothy Batabair is standing by saying, my goodness, I want my little chomp here at this conversation. He's now currently TB Consults chairman and also African football analyst, part of the terrible trio. He's here. What's going through your mind, Timothy?
Look, AFCON is a celebration of African unity, culture, and sportsmanship. But I can assure you that the encounter between Nigeria and South Africa has long translated that into the economic, the music, and the migration part of it. It's not surprising that the political side is giving advisories as their nationals of how they should prepare either the Springbok Igusu soup or it's going to be, the braai of the eagle. But at this moment in time, I'm looking at a South African team versus Nigeria. I'm well convinced that, in my experience, the ball doesn't get tired. Should Bafana players try to minimize the physical contact with the Nigerians, they are most likely to hurt this Nigerian team. Nigeria doesn't have very strong players individually that can uplift a team. What they have got now is a collective, and they are being spearheaded by Osmei, who is willing to chase on any loose ball. Now you get a team of Bafana caliber that is willing to have the ball and share the ball. If they can minimize that contact, they will keep the energy, and they will make sure that the defense of Ekong, Aina is turned to face their goal. They are turning their defenders into strikers. For me, as long as they can get the ball behind the likes of Iwobi, Onyeka, just to play around just behind them with the ball, you have skillful players, the likes of Zwane. Trust him more with the ball. He's the thinker of the team. Let him do his job to think for the team. The Mkwenas will feed off that. Get the likes of Tau, don't run with the ball, share the ball. When it's 1v1, take him on and get that ball there. You're talking about Osmei.
Yes.
You have got evidence. Yeah. He's perfectly doing exactly that. Wonderful for him is that he comes into link play with the likes of Zwane, Tau, and makes it beautiful in the eye. For me, they are all very stingy when it comes to goals. They are very compact. You're talking about 2 goalkeepers, 4 clean sheets in between them. But for me, what is key is the service of Rowan Williams. If he's able to distribute that ball on those counters, Bafana will organize a braai this evening.
Oi, magical words, man. Timothy, thanks, man. You know, as you were chatting, I was looking at the breaking news, and we'll get the comments straight after the break coming through from Elasto Kapoenza. Let me tell you the starting lineup. And I'm sure you think it's going to be the same, right?
Yes.
Okay. Ronan Williams, Tebo Mkwena, Sianda Xulu, Aubrey Modiba, Evidence Makgopa, Percy Tau, Themba Zwane, Spepelo Stole, Ntobi Mvala, Grant Kekana, Khuliso Mudau. Twin.
Sure. I think.
Twin. Find out after the break. I don't want to hear anything right now. Find out after the break. I just thought we'll break the mold right now. That's the starting lineup. You give me your thoughts. 060-708-0484. It is hashtag MSW.
Africa Cup of Nations, Cote d'Ivoire 23. Up to the minute, concise and reliable updates with Robert Marawa. Hashtag MSW AFCON.
You're missing out if you haven't tried Lotto Star's live games. Looking for card, dice or money wheel games? We've got it. Bet now on our popular blackjack, roulette, poker, game shows and baccarat games and stand to win payouts of up to 10 million rand instantly. Bet now on lottostar.co.za, your world of live games.
Lotto Stars, licensed by the Mpumalanga Economic Regulator. No under 18s. National Responsible Gambling Program. 0800 006 008. T's and C's apply. All games are fixed odds betting events.
Is your credit card using you? Ask what's better. Upgrade to a Capitec credit card for money back in your pocket. Get a guaranteed 1% cash back on every spend, a limit of up to 500,000 Rand, and interest from Prime. Plus, easy, fast, safe payments on our app and Apple or Samsung Pay. Make your spending work for you. Get it on the Capitec app now. Capitec. Better never rests.
When South Africans think security, they think Trelidor. Only Trelidor combines internationally certified security with local expertise for the ultimate peace of mind. With 6 months interest-free financing and over 54 franchises around the country, you can always find the security product and price that's right for you. Visit trelidor.co.za or call 0861 Trelidor today. Trelidor, the ultimate crime barrier.
Unlock your extra power with the new and amazing Honor from Vodacom, SA's most reliable network. Get the impressive Honor X9B 5G smartphone on a 1.2 gig Red Core plan for just 429 Rand per month over 36 months. Enhance with smart tech. Add the Honor Watch 4BT and Honor Earbuds X5 Pro for only 69 Rand extra per month. Available in-store and online. T's and C's apply. Further together. Vodacom.
The best journeys lead you to better destinations. Ours has been one just like it. It began as a single halfway dealership in 1965 and moved on to become one of SA's largest independent motor groups. Then we journeyed into new territories: finance and insurance, vehicle rentals, security, solar and more. Proudly journeying towards a better South Africa with a family of companies that we are proud to put our signature on. Halfway, your journey keeps getting better.
There's no place like House & Home for stylish summer savings. Get the 323-litre Defy Satin Metallic Finish Water on Tap Bottom Freezer Fridge for only 6,499. Or buy the Restonic Aspen Queen Base Set for just 7,499 and get a mattress protector fitted and flat sheet free. Free deal available on all Aspen mattress sizes. More savings online and in store. Valid at House & Home until 11 February 2024. T's and C's apply.
Marawa Sports Worldwide, your Africa Cup of Nations Cote d'Ivoire 23 information hub.
All the way from Abidjan, Mamadou Gueye, African football correspondent.
Everybody is thinking that Nigeria will win. It will be a walkover, but believe me, Bafana is going to shock them. This is a game with its own reality, and the boys are geared up, they are pumped up, they reach this far, they feel and believe that nothing will stop them. And there is a score to settle, the score of 96 when Nigeria did not show up, and everybody was saying Bafana won because Nigeria was not there. Now I think the score will be settled at the end of the day.
Hashtag MSW AFCON.
Oh, if you thought the fire is at the venue, you know, we've had to call fire extinguishers and, firefighters to come through here because off air, it's been crazy. Elasto Kopawenza joins us. He's the Swallows GM right now, also African football analyst, as we build up towards one of the biggest games, I think, in recent history as far as South African football is concerned. And I'll justify that in a second. I mentioned the starting lineup just before the break, and it broke all sorts of riots here in the studio. Elasto, what is the problem? Because Ulu comes in, Morena on the bench. What dynamic does that bring in, just generally?
Good evening, Rob, our listeners as well. Yeah, I think it's a surprise, a shock in the way that the coach has brought in Tulu in that centre-back position. You look as well and say, okay, fine. It's a big animal then, Osimhen, somebody very strong. But the two pairing, Rob, it's not an everyday thing that you just wake up and change your centre-back pairing.
Yes.
It's like a goalkeeper. There's an understanding between a goalkeeper. It's a triangle of those two central defenders and the goalkeeper, who have done well, considering only when they played against Mali.
Yeah.
So far doing so well. So I'm not sure what has informed that decision. Now, you look on the right-hand side, where you might say Kekana most likely is going to move to the right, become a fullback, and you move Mudau to play where Morena would have played. Now, is there a threat that is coming from the left-hand side of the Super Eagles or not? Are we trying to say that we push them, offensively? But it's like a defensive kind of change, if I see it, to try to make sure that, we don't concede. But I feel that as well, offensively, you look like you're taking something away from Bafana. I would have loved to see Morena start attacking, start to put pressure on them, and then later on you might see, are we leading or not? So it's a very strange kind of change that has come from Hugo Broos.
All right, gentlemen, as we open it up to the floor, whoever comes in and we chat and we get some of the voice notes coming through, you had different opinions. And I know, Timothy, you were very vocal in terms of why you maybe understand why. You tell me before I get to Eddie.
Look, it's not very strange that change has come about because I'm looking at a team of Nigeria that is trying to go out to attack. They've got the likes of Osimhen, who is giving them that pace, stretching the defense. And then the possibility of having those loose ball feeding off Osimhen, for me, the decision to bring in Kulu gives me it informs me that Kulu is that player will be one of those to pick those loose balls with a cool mind and feed that ball into the legs of Zwane. Now, that gives, time for the defenders to try and get a breather. Now, the reason why you have got Morena on the bench, in my opinion, and I'll tell you why. As the game goes on and the energy levels are dropping, so you introduce Morena. Morena, with his pace, with his desire and passion to go forward and
by
take
that
the
time
ball.
the team might be losing. You introduce. Why can't you start with your best offensive play? Because why must you bargain for something that might never happen? Because start with your best team, your best foot forward at the beginning. So you can't say that, you know what, we are trying to plan for him when we win the game. What? Because you might be trailing and it's difficult to bring a player like him.
You know what is interesting in football is before the 10 minutes you enter onto the pitch as a player walking into that tunnel, there are those, shivers before you touch the ball and start feeling the game. Head-to-head, Nigeria definitely is ahead of Bafana. So,
but that's not counting on this game.
No, it does count.
No, it's not counting. Tim.
You have got an assistant coach in Makerere who told you that when they were going to play Nigeria, they were a little bit fearful, and then in the first few minutes they considered a goal. We are all footballers here.
You mean back in those days?
It's the truth. Before you get into the rhythm,
it's different now.
It's not different.
No, look at the Bafana now.
Yes.
You see now, my argument with you is when you say Sianda Kulu now is there to sweep the ball, and was Grant Kekana not doing the very same thing?
No, he actually created. He was involved in one of the moves against Namibia.
In that position.
I love that question, and I'll tell you why. It was not the opposition in the caliber of Nigeria. You're looking at a Nigerian team with the likes of Osmei. So what for me?
So Sianda Tulu will hate Osmei.
So Timothy, that sounds like you've got a lot of respect
for
Nigeria. Like even before they step in, you're looking at them personality-wise and saying, that isn't that dangerous, guys? Because again, for anyone that's just joining now, at the back, you're going to have Mvala, Olu, boom, slap bang at the center and the heart of defense. Mudiba on the left, Kekan on the right, and just ahead of them, Stole, Mukwena, and then you got Zwane. I suppose he will be, like you guys were saying earlier on, they know each other. Mudau, Zwane, Tau. All played together.
Kulu, if you look, being a central defender as Kulu, what I'm seeing here is that encouragement for Kulu to be trying to join into the midfield so that they can overtake that midfield from the Nigerians. That is the sole reason. That's why you are getting almost 3 central defenders in there. But Kulu will try to get into the midfield position. Remember, we have got our thinker who is Zwane. Zwane is not, you don't expect him for him to much fight for the ball. Let's have the likes of Kekana.
I think, Rob, the problem for me is you can't be too negative coming to this game. I think it's just like setting you up for failure. A little bit more offensive, a little bit more faith in them, because if already on the front foot you are seen to be wanting to defend, I feel that, Rob, that as well might just work against Bafana. But we don't know the thinking of the coach. We'll see how the game progresses.
So what's the best approach, guys? I hear the different arguments. For me, it's a case of what is best to do. Do we play not to lose, or do we play to win?
We play to win.
So there's that direct approach. So you freeing up a Mudau, right? And everybody marvels at Mudau, how he breaks through, overlaps, goes into the opposition box, and then he tracks back and he's able to come back and defend. Now you're saying you've got that freedom. You got the comfort of Kekana just behind you to clean up whatever happens. You look perplexed. Eddie, please come in.
The combination of Morena and Mudau has been working perfectly well.
Yeah.
So, yes, we understand that Grant Kekana also plays as a right back, but for me, I would prefer him to be on a centre back with Mvala. I think the two partnered very well. They combined very well. They understand each other. They communicated very well. It worked. And on the right side, where you had Mudau and Morena, also, remember, goals were manufactured from that side also. Morena goes up, bringing in those quality crosses. Same applies with Mudau. They attack, they can also defend, the two of them. So now having to put Grant and Sianda as a centre back with, what Tim is saying, that Ulu is the one that can clean up and play as a defensive midfielder, getting in there. Grant Kekana can do the very same job. Why change something that is not...
Does it not come down now in his defense? And again, playing devil's advocate here, and trust me, there are lots of voice notes are going to come through to them in a second. I'm checking out what's happening on the YouTube channel as well. We're going to get to all of those comments in a second, but please keep them firing away. We're 29 minutes away from the kickoff. A big game, a massive game. Bafana up against the Nigerian national team. What about our hero from the previous game, the shootout against Cape Verde, Ronan Williams? I mean, what are his thoughts?
Yeah, obviously we're proud of the Banyana team. They done extremely well. They won obviously the Cup of Nations last year, so they inspired us as well, to believe that it's possible, that we can do it. So we drew inspiration from them, from the ladies, and they done it here in Ivory Coast as well. So hopefully, it can be back to back, and we must just go out there and believe, and draw inspiration from their journey and their success, and hopefully, it can be the same for us come Sunday.
Yeah, drawing inspiration. Sunday's a destination, guys. You can say whatever you want to say. I have respect for third and fourth place playoff. We come back with a medal, bronze. Cool, great. But you know what, guys? Sunday is the destination. Gold is what we mine. We export. And it needs to come back.
Hi, Rob. It's Malama here. Rob, today I can even call you Matruputu. I'm even a shareholder today. But on a positive note, I don't know why I'm so positive after seeing Bafana in this tournament. I'm so positive. I'm not even thinking of Bafana losing this game. Bafana is going all the way to the final. Bafana's got a good coach. Bafana's got a good squad, the boys. You can see the confidence. Cape Verde was not an easy game. Not an easy game. I don't see Nigeria being in that form where we can even be worried. So, Matruputu, today we are celebrating together. And let's wait for Sunday and get the final result. I think this will be another 96. I'm sensing that.
I love that energy, man. Hey, Matru, what?
Good evening, Mr. Marawa. The inclusion of Victor Osman in the squad by Nigeria will going to benefit Bafana because they will be having a player who is not fit to play. But because they are desperate, they will be like one man down. And do you recall the match between Brazil versus France in France 1998 World Cup? Brazil did the same strategy. It worked against them. On Mr. Mpenge's, Mr. Marawa, I think sometimes we need life coaching when people are in leadership. For him to say that he's endorsing Nigeria because there is his bench warmer as the first goalkeeper in the Nigerian squad, I think it's a lack of emotional intelligence. Thanks, David in Parkwood.
David in Parkwood, thank you so much indeed. As you talk about the Nigerian starting 11, let me tell you, Nwabali is starting. And guys, you saw the Chipper United press release earlier on today. No? Yes?
No.
We just see it.
You didn't see it? Why didn't you see it? It was an important press release.
Okay.
Very important. Wow. I mean, it starts off, it praises the PSL and how well it's done, acknowledging Coach Hugo Broos and also Patrice Motsepe. And then it gets to, I suppose, the important part. As the chairman of Chipper United and a proud South African, I find myself in a unique position during this 2023 AFCON tournament in that our very own Nigerian international, Stanley Nwabali, has been a revelation. His performance for the Nigerian national team has caught the eyes of the globe, earning him and our club international acclaim. And with Stanley's rising profile and the international attention it brings to Chipper United, the benefits have been nothing but positive. Therefore, listen to this. I and Chipper United FC stand behind our player Stanley Nwabali and the Nigerian Super Eagles tomorrow against South Africa's Bafana. We wish the Super Eagles all the best. Signed, Chairman Siviwe Chipper Mpenges.
Wow.
I'm not dreaming. It's here.
Wow.
It is here. It was posted on their Twitter page. It was posted on it's making headlines across the only time I saw it was Osasu. He pointed it out to me on Twitter. Like, what is your comment referring to this?
Yeah, the chairman, I think, he has never felt short to surprise. His own element. He's going for his own player. Is more.
That's crazy.
He's more worried about the brand than the patriotism.
But you can support your player, Timothy, without saying.
I know.
You can support.
If I were cheaper, if I were him, business wise, yes, you know what, he's getting all those teams. Thank you very much. Business wise, it's okay. But I would support Bafana Bafana.
He'll advise.
Simple as that.
Yeah, but guess what, guys? That post has since been deleted.
Good evening, Rob. The much anticipated day has finally arrived. I'm going to watch the game at home. And for me, this is one game where we're going to appreciate the role of Evidence Mohopa, a very unsung hero in the squad. But if you look at how he positions himself, how the team uses his physique to set up and ensure that the opposition doesn't play over our press, they then resort to playing the balls on the ground, which is something conducive to our style of play. And for me, Rob, I think we need to appreciate his role. And this is a game where we're going to experience and see how this low Nigerian defense is when they up against a high tactical team that plays with combination play, exploiting the half spaces. And for me, Rob, this is a game that I think South Africa is going to make many of us proud and rewrite the history. Thank you so much, Tebogo.
Rewriting history, Tebogo. Thank you so much indeed. I think good points being made. The observations about the Nigerian defense and how possibly they'll come unstuck. Evidence Mohopa leading the way.
Hi, Rob. Greetings to you and all the sports lovers. This is Joel from Watville in Benoni. Yeah, at last the day is here. We are all prepared to go and watch the beautiful game of football. But despite all the negative comments that have been said on social media about if Nigeria wins and then people won't be celebrating nicely in the streets, no, I don't think that would be true. I know South Africans, they like football. They are not going to do that. But yeah, let's watch together. Let's celebrate together. Let's congratulate whoever wins. That's how I feel it. Thank you.
All right, to the terrible trio here in studio. I think they're raising the eye of people that are watching the broadcast live on the YouTube channel. So go there, post your comments as well. And as you prepare for the, 90 minutes to go, we are live, says Vundla. Absolutely, says, I saw the starting lineup. If it's not taken by Fix it, he says, 3 centre-backs. What tactic is that? Mdambo says, just close your program by playing Pambili, Gewo, Guijo, Chant, and send the boys to war. I fully agree with that. We've got to get all of these knuckled down, eh? South African Explorer says, it's Floyd here. I love the added player that it will give a lot of attention and freedom to the wingbacks and still have 3 at the back and still have the legs for the second half. Okay, there's another analysis. Mandla Sibanyoni said it last week, and I'm saying it again. This is the year that we bring this thing home. And again, he uses the word, this thing. We bring it home. We bring this thing home. Silo Toka says, good luck, Bafana. Wishing the team the best and hope that they can draw inspiration, though, from what the ladies' team and what the Springboks achieve. Good luck, boys. Absolutely. We're trekking there. When we come back from the break, we'll be closer to something like, 15 minutes before the kickoff.
Marawa Sports Worldwide, taking you around the All-Africa Cup of Nations Côte d'Ivoire 23 in Abidjan, Bouake, Koroko, San Pedro, and Yamoussoukro. #MSW AFCON.
Enjoy the ultimate entertainment with Hollywood Bets' 25 Rand and 50 bonus spins. Play games like Hot Hollywood Bets and more. Sign up today and take a spin with Hollywood Bets. Bet online now. T's and C's apply. Hollywood Sportsbook is a licensed betting operator. Hollywood Bets supports responsible gambling. No persons under the age of 18 years are permitted to gamble. Winners know when to stop. South African Responsible Gambling Foundation toll-free counseling line 0800 006 008 or WhatsApp help to 076 675 0710.
This year, why don't you fly better?
Book your flights with Emirates to a holiday in Dubai, London, or Mumbai. Look forward to delicious local food, enjoy complimentary premium drinks, and relax to your favorite movies on the way. Because it's not just about the destination, it's how you get there. This year, fly Emirates. Fly better.
New looks good, feels great. The touch, the smell, crisp and clean. All the buttons, all those features, bliss. Now imagine all of that in one long-lasting experience. Get it with a new car from Bidvest McCarthy. The touch, the smell, all the buttons, all the features, all yours. Go on, you deserve it. Visit mccarthy.co.za or one of our dealerships nationwide. Bidvest McCarthy, we deliver, always.
Real clients, really awesome service. Here's Lejone.
I was parked at the garage. There's a guy that came driving. He hit my mirror, and then from there, my car was crashed because of that essential cover. After 2-3 days, our insurance actually paid me out to choose my panel beater, of which was fantastic.
Isn't it time you got more from your insurer? SMS CAR to 32401 now. Outsurance, licensed insurer and FSP. T's and C's online.
The Checkers Savings Extravaganza is back with over 1,500 new deals every week. Like Liquifruit 100% fruit juice blend, 2 litres, any 2 for 89 Rand. Parmalat cheese, 850 grams for 119.99 each. And L'Oreal Elvive shampoo or conditioner, 400 mils, any 2 for 130 Rand. Deals valid until Sunday, only at Checkers, Checkers Hyper, or shop on 6060.
Marawa Sports Worldwide, your Africa Cup of Nations Cote d'Ivoire 23 information hub.
All the way from Abidjan, Mamadou Gueye, African football correspondent.
Everybody is thinking that Nigeria will win. It will be a walkover, but believe me, Bafana is going to shock them. This is a game with its own reality, and the boys are geared up, they are pumped up, they reach this far, they feel and believe that nothing will stop them, and there is a score to settle, the score of 96, when Nigeria did not show up, and everybody was saying Bafana won because Nigeria was not there. Now I think the score will be settled at the end of the day.
Hashtag MSW AFCON.
Good evening, Mr. Rob. It's Sulufalang here, and good evening to the MSW shoulders, and good evening to the terrible trio that you have in the studio. Oh man, semi-final. The big one, despite the fact that there's another semi-final to look forward to, being DRC against Ivory Coast. The big game would be between Nigeria and South Africa. As I've mentioned in the previous voice note, that I'm expecting a convincing South African victory. We are going to get one over Nigeria. Yes, records do not play the game. And I do agree with one of the legends that you have in studio who has said that you are only as good as your last game. This game is as important. It is as huge because a lot is hanging in the balance. Both countries are in search of that AFCON title, and I feel that given the pressure that Nigerians have, because of the type of caliber of players that they have, they would love to get one over South Africa. But I'm expecting South Africa to keep the shape, and for my final, I'm expecting DRC and Bafana to do battle. That's my prediction. Great show as always. Thanks.
Falang, thank you so much indeed. Yeah, let's not forget, he says it's going to be DRC versus Bafana in the final of the Africa Cup of Nations on Sunday. That's exactly the same sentiment that Mamadou Gueye shared with us last night here on the show. Yeah, so let's not forget, guys, hey, DR Congo ready as well for their huge, massive semi-final in the AFCON. They're going to be playing against the hosts, and that means a lot. That game's going to be at the Alassane Ouattara Stadium in Abidjan, kicking off at 2200 hours. Interesting to listen to their coach, Sébastien Desambre. I mean, he spoke of not needing to motivate his players ahead of such a big game in the country's history.
The motivation, for a coach, tomorrow when we will go to the stadium, maybe I not need to speak about that, about motivation, because all players knows the importance of the game for us and for the country. And motivation, okay, maybe is the same way. It's true, but tomorrow in another game is a tough game for us, and we are ready for that.
Yeah, ready for that. Talking about motivation, he says, I mean, what more do you do? How much more do you say to the players? If they don't understand the magnitude of what they have to do right now, then yeah, might as well stay home, play table tennis.
Robert Marawa, MSW. I've got goosebumps, believe me. Greet yourself and the terrible trio with a good heart. But I believe it. Today is going down in history, the 7th of February, 2024, for ourselves and for the DRC. And I've learned that last night. Go Bafana, go DRC. Can't wait. Mooi bly, Ben Richter.
Ben Richter, mooi bly. Bafana was mooi bly. Sondag. Final. Hey. It's the last game, guys. We're going to come back. Tambo has been missing in action. We want some excitement. We want a show with the Tambo International. We can fill it up.
Rob, I'm a proud South African citizen. I would like to be optimistic and positive as possible as I can. But unfortunately, I personally have to say Nigeria is going to take this one. I'm not saying anything bad about our boys, but maybe next time if we reach the same stage again, we can make it through to finals. But this time, I am going to have to go with Nigeria. There are so many facts, statistics, and whatever. So yes, Nigeria.
You said who? Nigeria. Yeah. You know what? Let's keep a very open mind here. And I love the fact that there's some dissenting voices who believe that it won't be South Africa, it will be Nigeria. That's the game of football. I mean, if you think of it, Algeria are not there. Eh? Senegal are not there. Cameroon are not there. Egypt are not there. I can go on and on. All the so-called favorites, gone. They're going to be watching at home. Anyone got an update from ESCOM? Is there going to be load shedding still at the same time? Are they going to deny us the opportunity to watch our national team? Eh? Anyone can help. ESCOM, have they found the wet coal and tried it?
Tarop, Cedric from Jugule in Soshanguve, Tarop. Just looked at the starting 11 for Bafana, Tarop, and I see what Coach Hugo Broos went for. I think the right back and the left back will work today. We'll have Mudiwa hugging that line. And obviously, we want to make sure when either the left or the right of the defense goes up, then we'll have Kulu to cover. I think it's a good starting lineup, Tarop. It's a good starting lineup, and then I think if we can just contain them for the first 25 minutes, then we'll start playing our own football. Introduce Morena in the second half, because already we have lost the young man to the injury. So I think Morena will be coming as a super sub, and it looks good.
Looks good. Actually looks good. It's even better on social media. People commenting on what exactly is most likely to happen in the next 11 minutes when the kickoff of this much anticipated game is underway. The terrible trio, Edible Dinya is here. Elasto Kapowenza, Timothy Batabaira. I've never seen them kind of bite each other the way they have tonight. And that's beautiful. Then you know that a game of massive magnitude is about to get underway. Dreams come to an end, guys. One thing I wanted to maybe ask you, because all of you coaching-wise, spot on. There was something, I was having a discussion with another coach, and I thought it actually is interesting. I'm going to read what coach said. He didn't give me permission to use his name, so I'll just read and share with you because it's about football. He says, with this early kickoff at 1700 hours. So remember, it's 7 o'clock our time, it's 5 o'clock that side. He says, a lot will be against us. The temperature was 37 degrees 2 hours before the game, 1500 hours there. We've been playing later when it is cooler. We have a lot to deal with this afternoon, much more than the previous games. The crowd will be hostile. Nigeria would be more people there than us, obviously. Our players will need to dig deep to stay in the match. Anyone want to take a bite of those conditions that have been laid out to say it's a different time? All of those, I think, what the doctor used? The doctor used to use a word about these external factors. But yeah, let's take a quick bite at them.
I think for me, Rob, what I can say is that, again, it's a tournament that in your preparation, you might have factored all these conditions now that you are faced with. You would want to train on a particular time. You would want to have your camp in a location where maybe the conditions are mirroring where you're going to play. Yeah. But yes, Bafana has been playing the last games, the night games. Now they have to adjust a bit. But yeah, it does affect, but I wouldn't say that it is the main kind of factor that can, differentiate between winning and losing. So I think the players are aware. Rob, the occasion is too big.
Yes.
It's too big for Bafana to think of how hot, how cold, whatever is happening. They have to go out there, Rob, and make sure that they perform. They are professionals. And that is where it comes from, that you have to adjust in certain conditions. So I can tell you there's no one single South African who's going to forgive Bafana for losing because they played 2 hours earlier than they normally play.
Okay. Coaches?
Yeah, I do agree with Mr. Poeja. And but the team, I think they get used to this kind of weather.
Yeah.
And so for them it will be, like we can't talk about 3-4 games and then we say, no, now the weather is going to be against them. They've been playing in this kind of conditions, so they know exactly what to do. In terms of the supporters, same thing. They've played in the stadium where supporters are being hostile to them. Sundowns goes to wherever they go and it's being like that. So for them, I think it's going to give them the edge to perform even better.
What about the West African influence, which is what we're dealing with Nigeria? Look at our record. Is there an approach? I think one of the things that Coach was saying in our discussion was that, from a club football perspective, and this is where now Sundowns comes in as far as, CAF Champions League is concerned. But, West African football is pretty much dead.
Look, when it comes to the fun, they love football and they understand it differently.
Yeah.
So if Bafana can impose themselves, those fans normally change and turn against their own. We have seen that. So that is possible. 2, we're talking about the weather conditions. I think it will favor Bafana because during the tournament, they have moved more than Nigeria. Nigeria is almost moving for the first time to try and, travel and move and play in this particular stadium. And then you are having these players who are coming from Europe, it's winter and all that. So for me, it's all about adaptability, play the conditions, and when you are ready to explode, that will be key. For me, it is how you're going to adapt in the first 10 minutes of the game. And I think that's why the coach is more informed of how to try and block out that onslaught. Once the team settles in, then the southern region, Amapiano football starts taking root. And once you turn these heavy-bodied players of Nigeria, they start facing to look for that ball, as opposed to giving them body contact. They can hurt the Super Eagles.
All right, we're going to get their predictions in a second, though. Let's remind you why this clash, why this rivalry is so important, and why the entire world right now, and I'm not exaggerating, because it's been shown right across the world, they have their eyes firmly fixed on Boake.
#MSW. #MSW.
We don't cast, last. Now everybody go to breakfast.
The fact that South African economy is more stronger and, a lot more developed than that of Nigeria. Now Nigerians just arrogantly don't want to accept that they are slumbering giants. So it's all in the mix. The music, aka may so rest in peace, Burna Boy, aka on social media, the Obatu, Lagos to Sauti, the whole thing, Limpompo song in Nigeria, everything Nigeria, South Africa. I think we are just the people you love to hate, and you are the people we also love to hate. But it's all in good vibes. It's all good everything. May the best side win, and may that best side be the side that deserves to be in the finals. I wish it was going to be in the final. Yes, Nigeria haven't forgiven South Africa for 96. And may we continue to celebrate and banter, no matter what the result will be. Let's banter. Let's love and not fight. Let's do all that we can to make African football great again. Because for me, this is undoubtedly one of the finest AFCONs I've ever covered. May African football be the winner.
#MSW. #MSW.
Yeah, the famous words there of Oluwashina Okeleji, as I spoke to him a couple of days ago, just putting into perspective the importance of a tournament like this, and also what people either call a rivalry or a non-existent rivalry. Whatever it is, the singing of the national anthems is currently underway. All right, very quickly, I'm going to try and steal that moment on air, but let me get your predictions very quickly, guys, because next time we meet, one will be a loser, one will be a winner. So very quickly, let's take Eddie first. What's the score?
South Africa go to breakfast. 2-1.
2-1. Timothy?
3-1 in favor of South Africa.
Elasto?
There's a team that hasn't tasted victory, no defeat. It hasn't tasted defeat. That team is losing tonight 2-1. Bafana winning.
2-1, you said?
2-1 to Bafana.
Let's listen to the national anthems, though, because one of the things that I love about Nkosi Sikelel is that it inspires something deep down inside. I mean, I think when you line up and you feel like all is lost and you're looking into the grandstand, and whether you're seeing a relative or you're seeing a player that's there in the grandstand, someone familiar, you get a sense that the whole nation is waiting on you. And trust me, they are. They are waiting. Let's listen very quickly. In South Africa, our land, clap, 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 clap. My goodness. I can hear screams and shouts from all over this building right now. And it is. I don't know where you are, but let's share these moments, guys. Let's share them, because one way or the other, for me, again, I repeat, it's about Sunday. It's about the final. It's about the trophy that 28 years ago, when Nigeria were not even in the tournament, and they claimed that if they were in the tournament, they would have never given it to South Africa. Fine, good. That's what history tells us. But finally, the decider is here. Finally, the match that matters is here. The terrible trio. I thank you guys. I admire what you do, the knowledge you give us, and the excitement as we build up again towards another, hopefully a classic of African football. We'll catch you again. I don't know when, but you guys have held up our AFCON broadcasts. So it's going to be soon. That's all I know. Guys, let's go and enjoy the game. Enjoy it. #MSW. I can't promise, but enjoy it.
Marawa Sports Worldwide, taking you around the All-Africa Cup of Nations Côte d'Ivoire 23 in Abidjan, Bouaké, Koroko, San Pedro and Yamoussoukro. #MSW AFCON.